Hello and welcome to Madison podcast. I'm your host, Pat Kempfer. It is almost 4:20 in the AM on February 13th, which is a Saturday, which is technically the day that I produce a podcast show. So here it is. I'm still up from work, obviously. Had a pretty goddamn good time doing that, as I generally do. As I go more and more, I'm, learning how to function in all little ways that are necessary for my job. Confidence builds as I get more comfortable doing all the little, bits and pieces of things, like lottery and working with different equipment, different computers, stuff like that. The people I work with are amazing and funny and weird and perfect for me in that way. Sometimes, of course, there's miscommunications or, people's stress levels are high because it's, it's a fast-paced environment. It's a grocery store and people want to get in and out as quickly as possible, especially now that it's super cold. I mean, it's so goddamn cold. People are impatient and the energy is felt. So, we're all trying to work together and make sure that all the customers are, getting what they need in a sufficient amount of time and, not standing around holding their items too long and feeling uncomfortable. And of course, with the pandemic looming over all of us, being in a big, wide open public space, brings with it even more stress and frustration. But, we're doing pretty well with it. And, my function, along with trying to efficiently move people through lines and get them, with their stuff and on their way, as quickly as possible. Also, I try to make sure that everyone feels as comfortable as they can, feel safe, and if I can even offer like any other reassurances, I will. And if I can offer any bits of entertainment, I will. I mean, I feel like sometimes I do that just by standing there. I don't even have to like joke with people and give them banter. I can just do something with like my eyebrows and so it's cool. It's a fun place to be for me. I really enjoy it. I get to meet a lot of very interesting people throughout my shifts, and that's really one of the biggest draws for it, or of it for me, is getting to interact with all these different people, because you never really know who you're going to meet, and everyone I meet, it's for such a brief period of time. I was actually an old friend of mine shared something with me earlier today that I thought was really, really amazing. It was a post, like a short story kind of thing, almost like a parable, really, that was shared with me about, what's it called? The Journey is Short, I think. It was written by Joan Krenning, and my glasses. Here we go. Here, I'll just read it quickly. So yeah, it's called. It was originally posted February 5th on Joan Krenning's Facebook account, and it's called "The Journey is Short." An elderly woman got on a bus and sat down. At the next stop, a strong, grumpy young woman climbed up and sat down sharply beside the old woman, hitting her with her numerous bags. So already we're off to, like, a good start, with painting a picture of the setting and everything. I'll continue. When she saw that the elderly woman remained silent, the young woman asked her why she had not complained when she hit her with her bags. The elderly woman replied with a smile, "There is no need to be rude or discuss something so insignificant, as my trip next to you is so short because I am going to get off at the next stop." This answer deserves to be written in gold letters, she writes. There is no need to discuss something so insignificant because our journey together is too short. It says here, each of us must understand that our time in this world is so short that darkening with struggles, useless arguments, jealousy... Excuse me. Pardon me. My phone vibrated. Oh no! It happened again. It's like a digital fart. I'm sorry. Alright, each of us must understand that our time in this world is so short that darkening with struggles, useless arguments, jealousy, not forgiving others, discontent, and an attitude of constant discovery is a ridiculous waste of time and energy. Now, I like where it was going with everything, but honestly, this one part kind of has me a little baffled. An attitude of constant discovery is a ridiculous waste of time and energy. I disagree, honestly. I think we should all have an attitude of constant discovery. If life is a journey, even though it's short, it should always be in constant discovery, not just waiting to get off at the next stop. Well, I'm about to get off, so I might as well not do anything. So I'm a little confused by some of this, but I think overall, the sentiment is really beautiful. Anyway, I'll continue. So here it goes. Did someone break your heart? Stay calm. The trip is too short. Did someone betray you, intimidate, cheat, or humiliate you? Relax. Excuse. The trip is too short. Did someone insult you without reason? Stay calm. Ignore it. The trip is too short. Did a neighbor comment on the chat that you didn't like? Stay calm. Ignore him. Forgive that. The trip is too short. Whatever the problem someone has brought us, remember that our journey together is too short. No one knows the length of that trip. No one knows when it will arrive at its stop. Our trip together is too short. We should appreciate friends and family. So be respectful, kind, and forgive. Be filled with gratitude and joy. After all, our trip together is very short. It's the end. And then it says thanks. Oh, and there's an accompanying picture here of a very elderly woman with her hand kind of, rested, or with her head rested in her hand. Her little glasses, and looks like she's kind of looking out the window. Their lips a little pursed and her blue knit sweater, and she's just like, maybe contemplating what she's going to make for dinner. I don't know. It's a sweet little piece, and the overall sentiment, is wrapped up beautifully at the end here. That we should be filled with gratitude and joy because this is a short ride, and that's how I feel about my job and my interaction with the people there. I see these people for such a brief period of time. Why spend that short period of time in angst, disgruntled, feeling anxious or bitter, or feeling like, oh yeah, why do I gotta do this? Why do I have to be here? And it's like, I don't get that attitude. It's like, I sought that job out, and when given the option of which position I would like at the job, this is the one that I wanted because it gave me the most opportunity to work with people. I really enjoy community work, and this my best option for doing that right now. I've been a cab driver, an Uber driver. I've worked with nonprofits and other community organizations. I've worked in human services. I've done customer service before. I've been on boards, worked with committees, numbers of different groups. I've done speaking engagements. I mean, like anything that involves me interacting with numerous people, I'm all for it. My job at METC, I worked in the student life office, so I was like the social networking hub of the school. It's where you'd go to involve yourself in any clubs or organizations, special events that would happen, graduations. It's where you go to get your student ID, and I get to take people's pictures and have a line out the door. And I would always go out of my way to make sure that the person who's right in front of me was as comfortable as possible, and try to get them, to let their guard down and, have some banter, and I'd make them laugh, and then that's when I'd capture the picture for their photo, because it was perfect. Instead of them trying to be still and frozen in place, this awkward smile, I'd get a more natural look for them. So that was fun. And anyway, what I'm getting at is that tonight there was a woman there. She was having some issue with her bank card. And I was working a different register. I was supervising by this time of the night, and the young girl that was working the register where this woman was at, was trying to help her, and I came up to assist, and we tried a couple different options, and it didn't work, and ultimately I took it upon myself to do the only thing that I could come up with as a solution, and it wasn't like, oh man, I really don't know. I hope it doesn't come to this. I was like, well, since I started there, I've kind of been of the mind like, well, it's inevitable that somebody's going to be in this situation. If it happens, it happens. The last thing I would want to do, given that situation, is to have to tell somebody, oh, well, sorry, I guess you're not eating tonight. She even tried calling a support number, customer service number, and wasn't able to get through. It's just automated stuff. So I was like, look, if I can, there's something I could do with your permission, if you don't mind. So I just went ahead and I swiped my card, and I took care of it. And it wasn't a lot. It was like a little less than like $100. But I happen to be in a place currently where I can do that. It's not gonna ruin me. All my bills are paid right now. I don't want for a lot of things. I have a pretty meager lifestyle. Despite how I dress, pretty much like my biggest asset is like the outfit that I'm currently wearing. But all my needs are met. Daisy is fed, my bills are paid, my rent is secured. Like everything's fine. I have food in my fridge. So yeah, I was like, it's not a problem. And even when I've been like flat broke, like living with just penny to penny, scrounging, I've always been of the attitude like, hey, if I got it, we got it. And I think you can only have that kind of philosophy if you've been really on the outs and like in dire straits and totally destitute. So I took care of it, and she at first kind of looked upset. I was like, no, it's okay, I'm sorry, should I not have done it? I was like, don't be upset. She's like, no, I'm not upset, it's just that's that's amazing. And I was like, no, I guess it is, but it shouldn't be. You know, like this shouldn't be. Is the bar so low now in society that we're so surprised and blown away when somebody does something kind or shows good character? You know, it's just like, what the hell? You know, I'm not talking about this now because, like, I'm trying to pat myself on the fucking back. Like, oh yeah, I helped somebody else today. No, look at me, I'm so fucking awesome. It's not even about that. You know, I'm not the kind of person that, like, has to go and tell the world that I, you know, paid for somebody's coffee, you know, in line behind me or something, you know, just because, like, I had to put in my good deed for the day. It's not like that. You know, it's just, here was somebody who was in a situation, they needed some help, I happened to be able to help them. It's like just like if I saw somebody walking down the street in the cold and I had a car, I was driving along and they were freezing, I'd be like, hey man, like, do you need a ride? Like, I'm going in that direction, so it's totally cool. You know, I helped somebody get to where they needed to go, basically. But then after talking to her, you know, after all this, she told me that this wasn't just like her groceries. She was actually getting all this stuff for an event that she is going to be attending later today, this afternoon, in Beloit. And it is called the Black History Day celebration in Beloit at the Eclipse Center in Beloit. So it's from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. and people can enjoy shopping and great food. The woman I met, Ruthie, she has a business of her own called RUTHIE'S here in Madison. She's a caterer. So everybody look her up. I assume she has social media available, and you could probably Google her too. RUTHIE'S Madison Catering, RUTHIE'S Catering. She's just a really just sweet woman. She was so adorable and lovely to talk to. There's gonna be music at this event by DJ Queen. They're only asking for like $1 donation at the door. They're asking, you know, people, of course, you know, to follow local COVID guidelines. So again, it's at the Eclipse Event Center, which is at 3 Eclipse Boulevard in Beloit, Wisconsin. 53511 is the area code. And yeah, that's I mean, it sounds like a great thing. It basically what it is, it's the Black Women in Business Expo and Black History Month celebration. So if you happen to be a Black woman and have a business and you would like to do some networking today, that would be great. Do that. And if you know any Black women entrepreneurs, you know, I mean, obviously now is a time that, you know, a lot of people, you know, trying to keep small businesses alive. You know, it's important that we, as a community, support that. But of course, you know, I mean, the ongoing discussion and narrative in the community and in the country for some time now, you know, has been the importance of, and it can't be overstated enough, the importance of supporting Black people in our community, the Black community, you know, so that the Black community doesn't have to be the Black community. We can all just be community, you know. But unfortunately, because segregation is still so prevalent in such a disgusting way, you know, a demeaning way, disheartening and just disconnecting way. You know, we have to, as a community, build each other up so that we can all become one, you know, thriving piece, hopefully. I mean, who knows if that'll ever really happen, you know. I mean, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I mean, it's something that we can all strive for and work toward, you know, and people that do make those efforts, I think, you know, not only will feel better for having done it, but you know, it just makes for good peopling. You know, like, if you're gonna be a person, try to people as best as possible, you know. So obviously it's been a while since I've used my platform of privilege, you know, being a white man, a straight white man. Like, obviously, I mean, just that alone, but obviously having you know, access to social media and podcasting and, you know, YouTube, you know, I mean, obviously I keep saying obviously, as if everyone knows the things that I have in my brain. I have, you know, my YouTube channel, Mad City Streets, you know, so I have, you know, I have places that I can, you know, shout from the heavens, you know, and make things known. So, yeah, like I said, even though it's been a while since I've used my platform of privilege to speak, you know, the echoes of the long-suffering but still striving Black community, I thought, since I had the pleasure of meeting this wonderful woman tonight, who not only, you know, offered me a deeply meaningful opportunity, you know, to show my true character, but she also, you know, made me wise to this group that she's in, you know, that she's not only a part of, but helping to cater, you know, with her culinary skills, you know, and yeah, making me privy to this event, you know, is, I mean, that's awesome, you know, people helping people. I mean, that's really, like, the coolest thing ever, you know. Black Women Business Expo. That's, like, I'm so glad that I know that that's a thing now. So, you know, and of course, being Black History Month, you know, it's even better, you know, like, and it's a great time too, I think, because, you know, being that, you know, human beings are, you know, social creatures, feeding ourselves and each other is a wonderful opportunity for us to, you know, historically, to share with each other. You know, that's how culture started, you know, is by sitting down, eating, and sharing thoughts and ideas and experiences with one another. You know, that's how stories get told. You know, before we had, you know, the gift of writing to share with each other, you know, it was just word of mouth, and we would just tell stories, and they would be shared with each other, you know, while eating and sitting down together, you know, circled, and you know, great things can be shared in those moments, you know, and by great, it doesn't always mean, you know, good, happy feels. You know, we can talk about some really terrible things that have happened in our history as people, and share those stories to help guide us as we move on through our lives and into the future, you know, so that we can hopefully, you know, not make the same mistakes. You know, I mean, it's okay that we make mistakes. We're people, but, you know, we don't have to continue making the same mistakes. But a good way to prevent us from not making the same mistakes is by talking about the ways that we have, you know, taken missteps and made terrible wrongs in the past. You know, like, if I fuck something up at work, you know, I'm not just going to keep doing that thing, you know. I mean, I wanted the error to be addressed. I want to take accountability for it, and I want to ask, you know, okay, well, what is the best way to do it then? How can I do this better? And hopefully, you know, we can all be patient with each other enough to work through that. But if people are ignoring their wrongdoings and their mistakes, discounting them, or just saying straight up that, like, oh no, what I did isn't wrong, it's, you know, just being delusional, then obviously progress cannot be made. So, see, Daisy agrees. So yeah, I don't know. It's just it's good things, and I feel blessed to be able to have contributed to this event, to this situation, and to, you know, just the greater good of things. I mean, again, you know, like, I've had my, you know, my life put through the ringer, numerous times, and the last few years have been especially difficult and challenging. And I've survived everything that I've been through up until this point, which is, kind of like a statistical like anomaly, almost like an impossibility, but a miracle nonetheless. And if there's any way that I can give back by reaching out to others, then I will. And if I am in a place where I'm struggling again in any way, I feel confident that I can reach out and get help, if needed. Not because I helped other people, like I'm owed, but because, I know that by putting good, positive energy out into the world, there's more good, positive energy out there for me when the time is needed for me to have some for myself. So it's a win-win situation, really. Daisy, what are you doing? She's trying really hard to climb into my closet because my door is open. But I have to, if I'm smoking, I have to obviously keep the smoke outside. So sorry, Daisy, I'm almost done. Yeah, unfortunately, smoking is still one of my vices. And I don't know, I'll address that issue when I feel like the time is right, when I'm ready. And I've done it before, and hopefully it won't be, after some kind of cataclysmic shit show of a diagnosis or something. But I don't know, I am the type of person that has to get burned to know that fire is hot most of the time. Anyway, I'm going to end this, but I just want to say again that it was a pleasure to meet my new friend Ruthie, and to be made aware of the event that she's going to be at today, and I hope that it goes well. I wish them all the best, each and every one of them that's involved in their businesses, and who knows, maybe sometime in the near future I can have Miss Ruthie join me in the show, and she can tell me how the event went, and she can let us know about any other fun stuff that she's got going on coming up in the community. All right, so I guess that's really all I have to say for now. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. I was looking forward to going on this blind date that I had somehow managed to put together, but unfortunately, the young lady had to cancel because of some sort of hardship that happened. She got bad news from home. She's a Madison transplant from up north. She got some bad news, and now she's not feeling like she wants to go out and be so sociable. So, or maybe she listened to the last episode of my podcast that I shared with her in an effort for her to like kind of get to know me a little better. And she's like, do I really want to go out with a guy that sits in his room and talks to himself for upwards of an hour about, weird, crazy shit? I don't know. Maybe that was not, maybe that wasn't a problem. Who knows? Anyway, so this has been Mad City Podcast. For those who were not in the know, now you are. And it is, of course, off the rails as one can only expect coming from yours truly. So, thanks for checking it out, and be sure to come back again. I do this twice a week, and every once in a while I throw in a little supplemental. It's usually my Saturday show, and then I, with or without Mike Martin, when he can guest host, he does, and that is always fun. And then I got my little introspective Wednesdays, and whatever. I don't know. I'm just rambling now. Stay warm, everybody. Stay safe. Be well. Take care of yourselves and each other. All right. This is Pat Kempfer saying bye for now. How do you turn off this damn... Oh. There's the button. Later.